It's like the rover. One small step for cleaning, but giant leap for cleaning. Lol. That's terrible. I think Wallace and Gromit, it's supposed to be sort of like in the 50s, I think. But I could be just making that up. I have not looked into it. I've been putting it off because I don't want to look anything up. Did you know that the 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 moon powder, like like the sand powder on the moon, it's so bad with static electricity that um and it's so small it can cut through the spacesuits. So yeah, that's a danger. Teeny tiny staticky stuff. Oh boy. Did you hear about the I can't remember what the thing was, but they've recently landed a moon rover, not a rover, moon thingy on the moon recently. Um a I think it was a private. I think it was a private company here in the United States. I think in Texas. That recently landed a thing on the moon. I will have to look up the article, but it was really cool to hear. And then there's a couple other, like, small other space organizations flying things to the moon, like to like run little tests and things. But I don't remember all the information because like I just saw a clip about it, like a couple days ago. I was like, "Yay, we did something with the moon again." Maybe, but that's okay. Some things just happen. So like if we ever did go and like land on the like moon again, um and like we were building something like shelter or something to live like like live on the moon, we would have a huge problem with the sand and static electricity. So they would have to figure out how to fix that problem. Oh, and did you know the moon has earthquakes or moonquakes? I didn't know that until recently. So our moon has moonquakes, kind of like earthquakes, but on the moon. But it's more like it's not because they have like because it has active like volcanoes like Earth. It's like they have tectonic plates still, and sometimes tectonic plates like smash. Well, if you think about it, everything vibrates too. Like every molecule vibrates. So, and I really recently found out that everything's not actually solid because of this, and this freaks me out deeply because um That means the planet, the place we're standing on, isn't actually solid. But because we're vibrating at different vibrations, everything is solid. Which is like pretty much. Pretty much. It's just freaky as well. We can't technically walk on water. Technically. I mean, if we vibrated hard enough, we probably could. But like, it's just so freaky to think about. Well, technically, yes, it is. But technically, a chair doesn't exist either. But that's beside the point. Sorry. I'm just sharing my the trauma that I have found. Or no, my ex oh, what's the word? Um my crises? My existential crisis. Crises? I don't know. Words. And if you think about it, every language, everything is made up. The whole of humanity is made up. Yep, okay. I'm going to keep trying to say a word until I'm like, okay, this sounds right. Even though it might not be right. Um, and I liked pulling out the big. No, it never goes as limits. It just gives us shit. Pretty much. I mean, except if you want to believe that a higher being, uh, created us and made us and did magical things to make the world the world. I'm not saying it's not right, but I'm not saying it's not wrong, so it's whatever anybody else wants to believe. Because like we can really get into some nonsensical stuff. Uh, I don't know. To be completely be honest, I don't know what the. We're now talking about fruit. I'm very confused. I have kind of lost the plot here. Oh, can we go in? Oh, good. Okay. No worries then. Then we don't have to worry about it. Good. Okay. I don't feel so stressed anymore knowing that there isn't a plot that we were following or a line of conversation that we were having. I'm very happy to hear that. This is hilarious. Look at what they brought. They brought a suitcase. They brought a tennis racket. Uh, cheesy. Okay. Made it through something, something nearly at the. Okay. Don't forget to clean the picnic area. I did. The picnic area is clean. That's something you don't need to worry about. I think. I mean, sometimes there is a little bit of a plot, even though we're talking about random stuff. There is a slight plot. Okay, is it clean? Almost. Ah, there we go. Okay, picnic basket's clean. Bowl's clean. Uh, it matters on if the person I'm talking to is actually like paying attention, I guess. Most of the time, what happens is I just stop talking. No. I'm trying to figure out what the frick is this. I understand it's a radio of some kind. But, like, what? Like, what kind of radio? Or is it an oven? I think it's actually an oven, you guys. They brought an oven onto the moon. It's an oven, guys. My question is, where did the paint footsteps come from? Well, yeah. Except if someone wants to, like, talk about something serious, I guess. But, like, if it gets too dark or too serious or whatever, I try to change the subject. Because, like, yes, I understand you need a place to vent or share your feelings or be validated or whatever the case may be. But, like, sometimes there's a certain point that no matter how many times we go over it, it's not going to change the facts. Oh, that's not good, I don't think. Sorry to hear that your team isn't doing good. Since I don't have a team and really don't care too much, I'm sorry? I don't. No, just Sam likes to talk about football. And I just let them. Even though half the time I have no clue what they're talking about. It's one of their hyper focused. focus. So I understand. Hyper focus specifically. Not just focus, hyper focus. That's like the one like one of the one things that we do talk about every stream. Even though I'm like I don't care. I'm not meaning that in a mean way. It's just like I really don't care about football. I have no interest in it. I mean, the only thing I'm interested in when it comes to football is usually the uh, what's it called Super Bowl. That's the only thing I care about. Like that's the only thing I like, and it's not even the Super Bowl I care about. It's the halftime of the Super Bowl, because I usually because like it's whoever is singing that I care about. I really don't care about the actual sport. Yeah, for me it's the food. Besides watching the halftime with my mom, it's the food. Because usually, even though I don't care about football, I like eating the football food. You know, the little wieners that are like put in barbecue sauce, um, or like different kinds of seafood things. Brats for me for sure. Because we did brats and hot dogs this last time. Oh, and I had fake crab and shrimp. I go all out. I know that's not really sports food, but I like seafood, and if there's anytime I can like go, hey, let's have some seafood, totally going to pull it out. Oh, and I like wings. So like we'll do wings and hot dogs and um let's see. Food? All? Actually no, I can't say all because there are certain foods that I don't like and will not eat because they're slimy, too spicy, or just gross smelling. Like if they're if they don't smell good, no thank you. Like if it's like sometimes I will give it a try because I don't want to be one of those people who are like, "Oh, yuck." I won't even like touch it. But sometimes there's just like even I'll give it a try, but it's like ugh, gag. Like there's some things that I just can't. Cuz like if it has a slimy texture, or like when you look at something and you think it should be this texture or this like thickness or whatever, and then you like scoop it like with a spoon or whatever, and the texture slash density of it doesn't match like how you think it should be, it really does throw me off real bad. So like things that are not supposed to be pudding, like pudding texture or pudding a density, kind of freaks me out because it's like I like pudding, but you're not supposed to be pudding. You know what I mean? I don't know if that made any sense. Yeah, it's like somebody made something for like a potluck. It smells good, and it's like, okay, I'll give it a try because it doesn't look too bad. But then the texture is like way off, and you're like, why is it this texture? Like, why? Like, it does not feel good in my mouth. And I'm like, nope, 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 nope. Like, it tastes good. It's not, doesn't taste bad, but the texture, holy crap. If it's a weird texture for whatever, like, sometimes, like, you get something that has crunchies in it and you didn't expect crunchies. Like, it's a pasta dish or something. And, like, it looks like a pasta, so it's, like, it's supposed to be kind of soft and squishy. And for some reason, it has crunchies in it. And you're like, why is this crunchy? Like, and I'm not talking about like shredded like fresh shredded Parmesan cheese crunchy, but like crunchy. Like, not all the way cooked pasta crunchy. Kind of like texture. And you're like, wait a minute. Why is this like this? I do not like it. And I'm like, And the worst part is, it's like, it tastes good, but like, I can't get over the weird texture. I'm trying to think. There's like one time I had this cake, and for some weird reason, the cake was wet. Like, it's a sponge cake, okay? But for some reason, it was wet. I mean, like, squeeze it, water comes out. Wet. And I'm like, why is this cake wet? Cake is not supposed to be wet. This is weird. I hate wet cake. I hate wet bread too. Ugh. Huh? Oh. Mm, okay, so that means it didn't absorb or it has too much milk. Is that what you're telling me? Is that what happened? I mean, sometimes I have just issues. Okay. Thank you. That clarifies everything. But like, I couldn't tell like what the substance, the wet substance that was on said cake. Like, I was like, could it could it have like frosting that melted? Like, you know how like sometimes you get a cake out of the oven and you can't wait to put the frosting on, so you don't wait for it to cool enough for you to put the frosting on, and you put the frosting on right like after you get it out, or close to right after you get out, so it's still hot and the frosting just kind of melts off. Is it the same thing, or is that different? Oh, and I hate things that are sticky when they're not supposed to be sticky. I have some days. Oh, okay. Totally different thingy bob. Got it. But some days, like, I go to the grocery store Oh, next month. Okay. Ah, okay. Yeah, got it. Okay, so is that a good thing or a bad thing, Sam, that it's next month? Um, I think it's a good thing, right? Does that mean like new players are going to be drafted? Cuz isn't that like usually when they draft new like people from like high school and college and stuff? Mm. So like is it usually newly graduated college students, college players that get like picked, or can people still be in college to be drafted to the NFL? I'm doing my best here, okay? Like I pick up I pick up bits and bobs about things. It's just not all of it stays. So I'm doing my hardest to understand our conversation because like I don't know. I know a lot of people bet on it and do uh fantasy football things on it. I love the fact that in this reality for some reason the moon is made out of actual cheese. I did clean the cooker. Okay, so I'm right. It is a oven. Okay. Who brings an oven to space? Seniors and juniors can get drafted. Okay. So do they play like so do they still go to college and um play play in like games while still in college, or are they kind of like second ranky thingy? Probably. Because he keeps making like jokes about cheese. So I'm assuming it's supposed to be like this planet, the moon, is actually made out of cheese. You know, if it was. Oh, okay. So you have to be an adult. Got it. Well, technically an adult. So, like, my issue here is then can they just pick people completely out of like, if they're really good at playing like high school football? Oh, okay. um, are you Superman? Because isn't that something Superman does in one of the